I want to give you the floor to just walk us through kind of that journey, because I think that would really be awesome for people seeing what we can do, and obviously what we've done for you. So I guess just kind of give you the floor and walk Milo through kind of what we've been able to accomplish here.
Right. So kind of, the numbers and everything. We start off in late August, I believe, is when I first made contact with you guys, and things were not real good in those days. Our business for probably the last year going up to that were $20,000 a month off where we'd been in the last previous couple of years, and so we were kind of on the brink of crash. And I knew I needed to do some marketing. I tried some marketing on my own, failed, hadn't had any luck, and then found you guys. And in the first, I believe it was in the first 30 days, we sold $89,000 worth. And then in the next 60 days, in those second 30 days, we didn't sell anything, I don't think, but on like day 31, I sold a $70,000 job. So basically in 61 or 62 days, we sold, 160 grand or 150 grand. So pretty solid $75,000 a month for the first 2 months. But
hell yeah. And if I just chime in here, Isaac, like closing an additional of even like 40K a month, like, was a huge deal, because like everything from there is almost like a profit for you, of course, aside from what you spend with us, and you can reinvest and you can actually kind of gain the momentum back and reinvest into the business and grow it.
Yeah, we've got a couple things coming. I've got a meeting tomorrow with these guys on these metal aluminum custom-made pergolas, and I think that could be something that could possibly double our business. I mean, we'll see how, that's one thing I want to do is it 1 month where all we do is advertise those and to see what we get.
I actually have good news on that. I want to pull
a video.
Yeah, I want to pull. I forgot. I was going to send it to you Friday, and thank you for reminding me. Let me share my screen. I'm going to actually show you it. This is one of the pictures that you sent me from their website.
You
guys can see it?
Yep.
So what our team did was take that picture and create a video from it. Very simply, what we've been doing. And I wanted to kind of showcase, and I talked with the media team. I was like, well, it does show like a patio. It shows the fire pits and all this stuff. I want that something to also be a part of this video. But it does focus a lot on the pergola, of course. But here it is, and there's no sound or music yet. But it does really show that. It shows everything, the trim, the lighting.
Now, did they add the kitchen and stuff in there, or was that in the picture?
It was there.
It was there.
Yeah, it was there. And I think that's something that would be necessary to even just have just for you. So if we did ultimately, use
that video could very easily be jazzed up and be ready to rock and roll. I mean,
oh yeah, for sure, man. So that's what, and I hope people can see that happened in 2 days. Because you came to me and said, hey, this is a deal that might go down. I think you're talking with them today, right?
I'm having lunch with that guy tomorrow. It'd be great if I could have that video with some sound on it tomorrow.
I'll send you that. Yeah, absolutely. I think Pfizer did put sound to it.
I think he put a sound, but I think Google Meet doesn't show the sound.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you caught all that, Milo, but basically that company is out of Oklahoma. They manufacture those products.
I've heard about it. Yeah.
And they reached out to me because of y'all's marketing. They're like, dude, you're like killing Oklahoma City's marketing right now. All we see is you, and we see you. Like, why are you not selling our products? And so what I'm
So
going to
tell
do
me
is and see. I'm
What
going to
ca-
try to get them on the marketing deal.
right.
What my hope would be is that I have an ad going all the time, like two programs. One GM Outdoor Living, the stuff we've been doing, and one that all it is their products under my name.
Yeah. And
what
so,
can I say? Is suffering from success, you know, that they found you.
well, I was going to say, Jerry, it's like, would you say that not only from a business to consumer standpoint you've improved, but on a business to business having opportunities come your way, is that something that you found, open up because of what we've been able to accomplish?
Well, definitely like those guys. If they hadn't been seeing my ads, your ads you're running for me, they wouldn't have come. They wouldn't have contacted me. They see. I don't understand algorithms. That's why you guys do it for me. But you know, they're in the same business I'm in, and so they're looking at the same stuff I look at, and so my ads pop up. They're like, "God, who is this annoying GM Outdoor Living?" And next thing you know, they're calling me because they want a piece of it.
Yeah.
So, my plan is to get on board with them, do some trial runs to see how much leverage we can get with that product. And Milo, so the beauty of this product, these pergolas, is I think a lot of people want them. They're expensive, about $140 per square foot. I can build a structure for about $50 a square foot. So I think what's going to happen is, say you guys get me 6 solid leads a month, and I go and show them these pergolas, and 2 of them say, we're in, we'll pay the $140 a square foot. And 2 of them say, it's too high. We're not. And so they buy a $50 pergola for me. So I'm still selling. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, for me, that I'm like, going in high end, but then I can sweep them up with, the stuff I've been selling all along.
I love
Win-win.
it.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. More money for you,
And,
Jerry.
and hopefully we can get that company to, help with the marketing cost.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, like once we plug them in into the same thing we're doing for you and we are seeing the return, I mean, why wouldn't they want to invest, right? It's their product. So
Right.
all of that makes sense. And I guess the question to you, Jerry, is, for them, let's say, it would be easy to, let's say, take a leap with us because you can tell them that, like, hey, you know what, like I've been doing it with these guys for X amount of time. I've been seeing these great results, and we can even, like, you can even show them a video that we've already prepared for them specifically. I
Right.
guess what made you initially work with us? What made you, because, again, like at the end of the day, you met us on the internet. Like, I'm sure you were skeptical. I'm sure that, a lot of people have their reservations. Like, what was the one thing that actually made you work with us?
I think the thing that also sold me is I feel like the first meeting, or maybe the second meeting that I had with you guys, was more of a meeting where you guys were making sure you wanted to even work with me. And that kind of impressed me that, you guys take the time to like vet the people that you try to market to make sure you're not marketing people that can't do the work.
Yeah.
It's huge. I mean, Isaac can tell you, like, we are really picky about who we sign up. Isaac would hate me if I gave him like 20 people a month. He would leave the company.
Well,
Well,
here's the deal too. Like Isaac and I'll kind of argue a little bit, like a couple brothers or something over details of some stuff sometimes. And I like that because he's pushing me to do what he thinks best, and I'm pushing back to do what I think's best. And in order for us to, have a positive working relationship, we have to be able to do that. And for us to do this long term, we definitely have to be like that. I mean, if we're not arguing a little bit about what we're doing, we're probably not doing it right.
Yeah. It's like that notion of when you're a kid, and if you're not getting hurt when you're playing, are you really doing it right?
That's right.
You know?
Not hard enough.
Right.
Now, I'm going to make him, when we have a meeting from now on, Milo, he has to wear that hat though. Keep it handy.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Man.
Well, I actually want to move the conversation a little bit because, we can talk about all these different things, what we've done over the past few months. But there was a time where, you know, we had to, there was like an obstacle where there's cash flow issues, there's things that, a little bit of a hump in the road that we couldn't really get over. Kind of walk me through like the lessons you've learned, like understanding kind of the expectations of what we can do, but understanding that you do have a business. You had to pause for, what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we went a full month, but close.
Yeah. What did that, what was that experience like for you going through kind of, that little bump, and what would you say lessons learned from that, or what that experience was for other people coming in, and business is business, things happen. So what would you say you learned over that kind of period there?
So, no matter how you run your business, you're going to have times that cash flow is a problem. And we started in this program and immediately went to, our goal was to do $100,000 a month. And we started at $100,000 a month about 30 days into the program. So, not only did we have to, come up with cash flow, of course, to do advertising, the advertising cost, but just as you do more work, you need more cash flow. And so a couple months in, we kind of just hit a wall. We had a customer that slow paid us for a couple of weeks, and basically just like killed our cash flow. So we had to shut down marketing for close to 30 days, which I truly believe we'd probably be in a little bit better shape today if I'd been selling for those 30 days. Now, we have plenty of work right now, so it didn't like we're scared, but it was a pretty tough hurdle to jump over. But the great thing about you guys is I really figured I'd get a little bit of pushback from that, and I really felt like I didn't get any. You guys were real understanding in the fact that where I was at, what I was going through, and we just shut down. And you guys checked on me every 4 or 5 days, and when we were ready to get back going, I think it took us about 12 hours to get back live. So worked out great. It bought you guys a lot of brownie points, whatever. It just, to me, I felt like you guys were on my team, even though you weren't getting paid. So essentially you weren't on my team for those 30 days, but you guys stood behind me. So
yeah, that's what I think it's all about, because if we do this for the wrong reasons, no one's going to succeed from it. Right. And if I'm sitting here like saying all I care about is making money for a company that it's not mine. Right. That's all I care about. Right. That's not the mindset and that's why, obviously Milo, hired me, is because you have to kind of you have to humanize the situation, because we talk business every day, right? But we also have to understand that you got to pay your bills, and you got to make sure that you're staying afloat. And when we first kind of laid it on me, we were like taken back because we felt we were in a good spot. But then you have to factor in, and this is actually when you talk about pushing back. I push back on Milo all the time, right? And right, that's the thing. But I think it was because Milo, he has to run his business, but sometimes we got to talk it out and say, hey, look, this is the situation we're in, and we have to make sure that we're doing this for the right reasons. Because if we're not doing this for the right reasons, that's basically, we're capitalizing on what you're going to fail, because you know what I mean. And that's, to me, is not how I would want to operate. I'm sure Milo wouldn't want to operate his business that way. And yeah, and I think that's a good lesson for everyone to understand, is that it's not going to be perfect every single time. There are going to be times where, hey, we don't have the lead quality that we want. Okay, how do we build a solution from that? There might be times where cash flow is an issue. There might be times where appointments are dry. We're heading into December. Thanksgiving, holidays, Christmas, whatever Hanukkah, whatever these things are. The market's going to do what the market's going to do.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know what I mean? So I think that's how we approached it, is understanding kind of where you're at, what the situation is. Because if I don't ask questions, kind of why you're at where you are, then I'm not going to know.
Yeah.
And I think we had that good discussion and kind of figured out what the next steps were. And, you know, I don't want to ruin a relationship just because I want to retain someone. That's insane.
Right.
But there's companies out there that do that. So who knows?
I love what both of you guys mentioned here, and also that's why I really was pumped up for the call together, is because I think that what we've been through all together is not only like super real, but also just shows like the good side and the bad side of everything that might happen. Because it's very easy, and I'm sure like even you, Jerry, saw it before you worked with us, because we have a bunch of those, like case studies where people closed, I don't know, $1 million in 3 months, or people that just crushed it out of the park. And of course you did as well. I mean, we get you to the goal, and we kind of pride ourselves in being quick. That's all, of course, always our goal. But also there's been times where there've been issues, there have been obstacles, and I'm glad what you said, that there is some pushback from Isaac, because if there wasn't, why would I pay him? It's like, also sometimes he gives me pushback because he fights for you guys.
Right.
And that's a good thing, because if he was a yes man for me, like it wouldn't really work out, because then like he would be just an extension of myself, whereas he's right now, he's an independent manager of everybody we work with, and it really works out great. So I mean, Jerry, could you give me an example? I know, Isaac, you gave a couple of these where there was some issue that like you were unhappy with, like it was unacceptable for you, you were dissatisfied with what we did or what happened, and like how we kind of, went about it, how we solved it.
Man, I think our biggest hiccup is, so one day we managed to get an ad out that was very not Oklahoma. Like we all know that the ads don't have to be my work, but we at least want them to appear like they are. And we had one that easily looked like it was Arizona. So we had to knock that one off pretty quick. Man, other than that, just, easy stuff. So like we'll argue about what ought to be on a commercial, or why this commercial would be better, or, I run my business. I know what I'm good at making money at. And it kind of changes. I mean, once I started with you guys, my average job, I think, is like 50 grand now. So it's kind of a different market than I'm used to. We're used to doing a little bit smaller jobs. They're quicker, faster, easier to cash flow. Now we're doing, a $50,000 job. One thing that's different, takes a couple of days, couple of times maybe there to close it, where like the smaller jobs are easier to close, maybe with one meeting or at a first meeting. So man, it's been a little bit of a learning curve, and Isaac just kind of kicks me along and show me what to do.
Dude, hell yeah. So I guess would you say like the sales cycle and kind of taking a bit more time to maybe close these bigger projects, is that I guess the dark side that maybe people don't see when they sign up with us? Or what would be a thing that maybe you also didn't realize before signing up with us, but people actually should know? Because at the end of the day, again, we're gonna say good things, right? We're gonna, of course, promise good things. We're gonna talk, good about ourselves, because we are biased,
Right.
as everybody could imagine. But what is a thing that people maybe we don't talk about, or people wouldn't know about necessarily, that is kind of a downside or a bad thing?
Man, I don't know if it's a downside or a bad thing, but I feel like our ads create our projects somewhat. Like the first ads you guys ran, it seemed like the pictures in that ad, the structure in that ad, they literally wanted exactly what they saw in the video. So I think we're pretty driven by what videos you guys post for us. And so we got to be prepared when we send those videos out. One, that we know what's in that video and know that we can build that and what it costs, because that's what people are going to ask for.
And I know, Isaac, you showed this AI generated video, which, by the way, is crazy. I know a lot of people would probably have a concern of like what you just said, of like, oh, if the ad like impact so heavily what people want. Like, what if I don't have the right content? What if I don't have the right videos? What would you say? I mean, do you feel like, do you have like a very good content? Do you spend a lot of time recording videos, or kind of walk somebody through in terms of that? Or do you think it's very
Man,
easy to make it?
I don't spend a lot of time on content or doing any of that now. And I wonder sometimes if more work for me on that makes it easier, to send to you guys, or for you guys to create more specific ads that would work better for me. But at the end of the day, I'm not sure it matters, because you guys know what to put out there that the market is searching for. I feel like sometimes guys like me, we want to sell what we want to sell, and that isn't necessarily what people want to buy. And so I just have to kind of entrust in you guys to know the market.
Was it worth the investment, Jerry?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. So currently I've paid you guys $6,000, which means I paid Facebook around $4,500. So that's 10.5. And with that 10.5, we've gotten about $200,000 worth of work.
I'm not a math guy, but doesn't sound bad.
That's pretty good numbers. 10
I don't
grand,
mind.
10 grand for 200.
I'll take it. What was your typical margins for you? I think we walked through this a little bit, but you're looking at what, 30 to 40 for certain things, and it kind of averages out a little bit.
Yeah, I think so, man. We're probably real close to 40 on our margins. Some of the stuff we're subbing out some stuff, and it seems like to me generally when I sub stuff out versus when we do it in house, my profit's about the same.
Right.
So
Solid.
So that's, I think, guys, like $10,000 spent and $80,000 profit.
yeah.
I like it.
You gotta spend more, Jerry.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll see how this meeting goes tomorrow with this metal pergola deal, and then we're gonna put a plan together.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, the internal salesman inside,
It's all right.
Good stuff. Jokes aside, man, I mean, quite frankly, let's say right now somebody called you and been like, dude, I mean, I'm really thinking of working with those escape launch guys, but I'm kind of on the fence. I really don't know. I'm skeptical. I have some, again, concerns. I don't know if it's legit and everything. Like, what would you say? What would you tell somebody that, again, is on the fence working with us?
Man, I'd tell them they can't afford not to do it. I mean, it's just easy. I mean, if you guys had someone call me, and some landscaper from Kansas City called me and he said, Gary, what do you think of these guys? And I'd say, dude, 200 grand cost me $10,000. Did it in 90 days. Well, I mean, it's a no brainer.
Yeah,
it really is. Lastly, Jerry, if this video is posted and for some reason somebody again watches and wants to verify what you said, because he's like, oh, they just paid somebody to say these things, or maybe somebody in Oklahoma City is watching it and maybe he's your potential customer, where can people find you online?
Where can they find me online? GM Outdoor Living, Instagram, Facebook.
you have a website, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
GM
Outdoor Living, or maybe I don't know where you frequently are. Maybe in some I don't know what you guys do in the Oklahoma City. Do you do like some cowboy stuff or anything?
And I
like
got three boys under 10, so I spend most of my time chasing them around.
All right. So if you see somebody chasing 3 kids under the age of 10, that probably is Jared.
Yep.
All right.
And